as the you will be aware about the quality assurance, quality controls, and all the importance of the pharmaceutical quality. Generally, we can say the in the quality, the main role of the quality person is to be ensure the quality of the product actually, not only the product itself, but also need to be take care of the documentations, the quality of the documentations actually. The documentations as well as the product quality is one of the important things. We need to be take a balance between both of the things. Both things are very important actually. While you manufacture the product, while you manufacture the pharmaceutical product, I can say you also be take care of the documentations as well. So and the whole and soul, we can say the when generally the main prospectus like some kind of a regulatory bodies inspections will be there. The quality is the persons who represent the documentation section. Generally, he will be the representative of the qualities. However, there is no like such a kind of a thing that only quality assurance person or the quality control person are responsible for the quality of the product. In pharma industry or any industry, not in pharma industry, any industry, everyone should be responsible for the quality of the product. Okay. So, however, generally previously, if you see in the previous, in the old days, the previously there is no such kind of a quality assurance team was there actually. Manufacturing person itself maintaining the quality actually, and that's why the quality is not so much high actually. But after some period of time, actually, there is a need of some kind of a quality persons, a supervisors who take care of the quality of the product actually, and that's why the quality assurance department has been formed so that they can supervise the quality of the product, quality of the documentations, so that a good quality product should be produced actually. As a company connect consultancy, these consultancies, these are the contact numbers. You can say contact through that numbers and all. These are the courses generally provided by the Company Connect Consultancy. The computer system validations, pharmaceutical quality manager professionals courses include the quality assurance, quality control activities, pharmacovigilance and clinical trial research and all. Equipment qualifications means is related to engineering perspectives, equipment qualifications, HVAC validations, cleaning validations, water system validations, and the process validations. It includes the regulatory affairs as well. They have a separate, we can say, the course for the regulatory affairs. Cyber security, some more courses is also available. So these are the industrial courses which provided by the company connect consultancy. So coming to the quality management systems, quality management is like a set of procedures or the practices that contribute to product quality, to improve the product quality ultimately. By following the quality management principle, I can say, we'll ensure the quality of the product. Ultimately, they are some kind of a sets or some kind of a practices that contribute to improve the product quality into the we can say the your product. When we comes under the pharmaceutical quality management systems, pharmaceutical quality management systems develop and ensure the quality procedures in various pharmaceutical products, life cycle stages such as manufacturing, product testings. Okay. So a pharmaceutical quality management system develop and ensure the quality procedures in various pharmaceutical product life cycles stages such as manufacturing, product testings, manufacturing and product testings. It includes all the critical stage of drug manufacturing, including it includes the formulations. While formulate your product, need to be ensured about the quality, method development, facility validations, ensure the facilities should be validated. I can say qualified, utility systems qualifications, equipment qualifications, and all. So, what are the topics we are going to be discussed during? We can say the during the course. I'm coming to the next slide, and these are the quality standards need to be followed to ensure the product quality. Like we need to follow the ISO 9001 dash 2015, CGMP, current good manufacturing practices, ICH Q10 guidelines, which is available on the, you can say you just search out into Google to about the ICH Q10 guidelines. 20 on CFR 211, 20 on CFR Part 11, that is belongs to electronic records and electronic signatures. Belongs generally we handle the manufacture the product through the system equipment or some kind of we can say the softwares. Those softwares whether we need to be follow some kind of a control. If your softwares your computer system or I can say system is going to be generate the electronic record and it also applies the electronic signature, then this guideline need to be followed. In this guideline, they provide some kind of a controls. Okay, which control need to be applied? Like your system should have a unique user ID and the password. The password should have a complexities. Your system should have a multiple levels, like a minimum 3 levels should be available, like end users, supervisors, admin, administrative roles should be available. So all those controls, which is mentioned into the 20 on paper part 11, need to be implemented into our systems actually. So these guidelines we should go through about what exactly they written in these guidelines and all. Okay. So what are the topics we are going to be covered during these sessions, during these courses actually? So we are going to be covered first, and we can say that initially we are going to be covered about the equipment qualifications, equipment instrument qualifications, equipment and instrument qualifications. We are going to be covered under the equipment instrument like RMG, how to be qualify the RMG, how to qualify the V blenders, compression machines, coating machines, autoclave validations. So generally these are solid kind of equipment which handle the tablet manufacturing processes, while the autoclaves, tunnels, and some other is generally required for the parental industries actually. All are related to formulation industries actually. Then we also going to be covered about the facility qualifications and utility qualification. Facility in the sense manufacturing facilities. Okay, how to be qualify the facilities and how to be qualify the utilities. Utility in the sense like a compressed air, how to qualify the compressed airs, water system, HPLC system. These are functions of the utilities actually. Then we are going to be covered about the equipment instrument decommissioning, how to be decommissions of the equipment instrument. Says to after a certain period of time, your equipment is not suitable. It is like outdated equipment. Now we want to be change the equipment actually. So in this case, we'll go with the equipment decommissioning. How to decommissions? We'll discuss on this as well. Then little bit I'll provide some little bit on the computer system validations overview as an overview only, not in depth. Otherwise, this topic itself has a take a 1 month. So we'll just go overview on these topics. This is the most of the widely used topics nowadays. Those persons generally like a CSV computer system validation is adopted by pharma industry, clinical trial industry, medical device industry, IT industry, and consultancy industry like TCS, Infosys. These kind of industry require the CSV persons actually, and that's why it's a very demanding course nowadays for the computer system validation. As well as we are going to perform the cleaning validations, process validations, and HVAC validations, high heating ventilations and air conditioning systems, water system validations, how to be validate your water systems. Then will discuss about the quality management systems. In this, we'll discuss about the change management, deviation, incident, quality risk management. Quality risk management under this it may be functional risk assessment or simple QRA actually. In this again subdivided system QRA or project QRA or formulations, we can say functional QRAs actually. We'll discuss in much more depth about the risk assessment. This is one of the important topics about the quality perspective. Then about the quality policies, quality manuals for the various systems as well, water system manuals, compressed air manuals, HVAC manuals. Some company may have a single manual, some company may have a different manuals actually. Then market complaints, APQRs, electronic record, electronic signature assessment, as we discussed on this. If it is applicable, then we need to be apply some kind of a control section. Then we'll discuss about the in-process quality controls and in-process quality assurance activities, IPQI, IPQA for the formulations for the pharmaceutical industries. Then we are also going to be discuss on the good documentation practices, how to be follow the good documentation practices, because this is the one of the important part for the qualities of the document and the, about the qualities, how my document should be good enough to represent the quality actually. Just give me a second. So then various other topics, we can set the various nuances of the quality managers. What should we take into considerations as a good quality manager actually? So any questions here? Any
No question
questions?
at this stage.
Hello? Yes?
Yeah, no question.
Okay, okay. So these are the important topics which we are going to be covered during the whole class or course actually. Okay. The super most important topics means what need to be considerations is the related to equipment qualifications, because this the widely generally will say as a QA quality assurance as a various department actually. Like one department under the QA is taking care of the qualification and validations for the equipment related things actually. Second department maybe handle the process validations only. Okay. Then third department handle the APQRs and market complaints, and some under the quality assurance is the documentation sales is there who issue the document, who we can say the issue and retrieve the documents ultimately. So depend on the company to company. Under the QSLs, they may have various departments, or even 3 to 4 people can work all for all the kind of approaches in a quality assurance section. Okay. So if you're in a larger company, like a Dr. Reddy's, Lupins, they may have a different department. One department handle the equipment qualifications and all. One department handle the process validations. Some department handle only QMS only. Some department handle only market complaints and all. Okay. So depend on the organization to organizations. Under the QSLs, they can divide it into the various activities. Then about the technical aspects to learn during these classes. So we will learn about the electronic record, electronic signatures. In case if it is electronic record, electronic signatures assessment, generally we use the terminology assessment. Actually. Nothing but the 20 MSA part 11 actually. Okay, part 11. So 21 for part 11, in case your system is ER is applicable means how we decide the whether my system should implement the electronic record and electronic signatures controls actually. Under which conditions we should implement those controls. We'll discuss on this part as well. Then audit trial related things like if you are a quality assurance person, what things need to be checked as an audit trial when you are reviewing the audit trial with the systems like generally in the QC laboratories. If you are a quality assurance person, then definitely as a IPQC person, I can say more appropriately, the our analytical QA generally use the terminology in a industry is the analytical QA. If you are a person belongs from the analytical QA, then some kind of a quality sheets is come for the analysis purpose actually. So you have to be analyze those quality sheets. Uh, as a current scenario, we should take this review and go to the inside the quality control laboratories and check those worksheet actually against your system audit trial. Check whether any kind of a manipulation has been performed by the operators to match your target values actually. So the current we can say is the regulatory or the guideline requirement to check your audit trial for those systems which is critical to your product quality or patient safety or data integrity. In this case, you have to be check the audit trail immediately with the batch load or the analysis purpose on the same load actually. Means at the same time once the analysis is finished. So audit trail is also like going to be reviewed on a periodic basis, like on a weekly basis, once in a 15 days or once in a 1 month, or on a daily basis or on a load basis actually. And what things need to be reviewed into the audit trials? What is the requirement as per the 21 CFR Part 11? We should discuss on that as well. Like as an audit trial should capture the we can say the date, time, and person name, and what value has changed, and all other things actually. These are the some controls applicable on your systems actually. We should also going to be discuss about the user authorizations. In case which user should be provided the access to the system. If it is authorized, then what are the things should be provided for his access, whether it's required to be tested during the OQ or not, and all those things. Okay. So minimum 3 level of the user should be available as we already as per the guidelines. Minimum 3 level user should be available like end users, supervisors, and administration persons actually. And those the privileges of those users should be tested during the as part of the operation qualification when you are qualifying your equipment or your systems actually. Infrastructure qualifications. If you are working on the computer system validation, then infrastructure qualification is also required to be means infrastructure in the sense your servers, networks, your client and all need to be qualified actually. Those terminology are maybe slightly very big terminologies, but don't worry, we'll discuss when we discuss on the CSV approach actually. Okay. CSV, computer system validation. So when we discuss on the CSV, we'll understand about the infrastructures, what the infrastructure means, about the architecture diagrams and all as a understanding of the CSV actually. Because as a CSV, as a QA person, as a QA manager, we should be aware about the CSV as well. So that's why we have intentionally we have added the topics that is overview of the CSV, not in depth of the CSV, but overview of the CSV on that. Then about the 21 CFR Part 11 and even Access 11, these are the two different guidelines. 21 CFR Part 11, as I already said to you, this is related to electronic record, electronic signatures. But 21 CFR is more specific to system design actually. If I say 21 CFR Part 11 is say that you should design your system to adopt the controls actually, to adopt the control mentioned into the 21 CFR Part 11. While EU Annexure 11 is more talking about the procedural control. Okay, how to be adopt your procedure to implement the controls actually. So it is discussing about the procedural control actually.
So,
While
sir,
it is
we can say that the 21 CFR Part 11 is the most probably related to data integrity.
Uh, yes, we can say, uh, but we cannot say like this guideline is not related to data integrity because it's
It's
also impact on the procedural control section. Better I can explain like I have mentioned into 21 paper part 11 that your system should have a unique user ID and the password, and password should have a complexities actually. Okay, we can say it should have a minimum characters of the password. It should include the small characters, large characters, and all actually. So this is this guideline says that you should design your system according to our controls actually. Okay.
Yeah, and it is
While
a very good it is a very good usable when we are purchase the new equipment in a pharma industry.
exactly correct. So once you purchase the system, okay, you already purchased the system. Now if any controls which is we can say which cannot be applied by the system, then we can go with the procedural controls actually in this case actually. Okay. So both guideline has their own importance. We cannot say this is the good or that is the bad like that. But both having the own importance. But generally we can say 20 on CFR Part 11 is more, we can say, the providing the good controls on your system actually, so that we should not implement the same control procedurally. We should avoid the procedural control. Better to be adopt the control through the system itself actually. Okay. Yeah. Any question? Any other question?
Yeah, sir. In this course, is it any some introduction about the regulatory requirements in the pharma industry, like FDA and Indian Pharmacopoeia, like that?
No, no. Those comes under regulatory affairs course actually. We'll not discuss on that actually. Okay.
Okay, and it is not an introductory, some
No, no, no.
introductory.
Yes, no, no. Anything on the regulatory perspectives. So we'll include most topics related to Q only. Like as a, if you'll go to the pharmaceutical quality management system into the QA, then what are the things or what are the activity as a manager you should take care? Like if you'll see here itself, you need to be ensure the equipment qualifications. Means we should be aware as a manager. If you are a manager, if somebody like some executive has come to you for a problem solving on the equipment qualification they are facing, we should be, we can say, the provide the details of the solutions on that actually, on all the processes, HVAC validation, process validation, cleaning validations, and so on. Okay.
Yeah, sir. Most of the company actually the quality manager handle that licensing with the FDA, like take a license of a new drugs or new SKUs.
Mhm. No, generally, a small industry does it as a, generally what happens, if you are in a small industry, they are handling the regulatory affairs part as well. Okay, but this is not a part of the quality assurance department actually. That is a totally separate department. That is the regulatory affairs department. So if you want to be learn about the regulatory affairs, then you should go with the regulatory affairs course actually. We are not going to provide the overview here. Okay.
Okay.
Any other things? Then we'll discuss on the quality management systems like a change control, deviation, incident, risk management, and all. About the in case changes into the systems, how to handle through the change control, through the deviations, through the incidents, and the risk assessment. Then about the open system and closed systems, what is the open system, what is the closed systems, we'll discuss on that. About the backup and restorations, archive and retrieval, what is the difference between the backup and retrieval, restore and archive and retrieval, then system retirement as a final. Then this is the career growth about as a QA persons. QA is required in the pharma industry, clinical trial, medical device, and as a, act as a consultant as well to provide the consultancy in the pharma industries. The starting package of a QA persons can be 20,000 to 40,000 for the freshers actually, if they already aware about some kind of a small introductory QMS, then they can easily get this package. Okay. And you can have a relative career growth, a good career growth as compared to other courses, exposure to corporate environment if you are in a CQA department. And you can enjoy the 5 to 6 working days as well. Some company has a 5 working days, some company has a 6 working days for the QA person. And these are the package starting from here and can go beyond the 75 lakhs per annum. And these are the just we can say the roles and the designations and all. And these are the courses provided by the Company Connect Consultancy. Any course you can apply, like a project management course, GMP professional, engineering course, pharmacovigilance, clinical trials, regulatory affairs, engineering courses, and quality professionals, PSU courses. And these are the contact details here. So just give me a second.